Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live edition of the Market Down Podcast. My name is Nick Cummings, joined this week by Chad Big Bad Johnson, Danny Hernandez, and James Ashanti, who just left for a second. I'm sure he'll be back in a moment. We are all in the middle of a huge storm in here in New York, so if things end up getting a little wonky or we miss parts because our satellites got knocked out, we apologize in advance. Anyway, as James rejoins, the whole crew is back together finally this week. James has returned from a galaxy far, far away, and we will be recapping this week's episode of AEW Dynamite, the fallout for Double or Nothing. We will start at the top of the card. CM Punk and FTR versus Max Caster and the Ass Boys, aka the Acclaimed and Gun Club. I will just say right off the bat that the Acclaimed and Gun Club together have one of the best entrances in wrestling right now, between Max rapping, both Ass Boys fucking up what's his name, Sting, and then him actually getting it and getting the city's name right. It's amazing. Anyway, this match was good. Punk at one point slipped off the ropes trying to make the hot tag, which I thought was funny, but he ended up selling the knee pretty well. And between that and him fucking up his thigh jumping in the crowd during his entrance, he was limping quite a bit. Anyway, Austin Gunn ended up getting powerbombed into his father, took a GTS, took a big rig, got pinned. But this isn't about the match. This is about what happened afterwards. So Punk and FTR cut a promo. FTR obviously upset about getting jumped last week by the New Japan tag teams. And Punk said, hey, Forbidden Door's coming up. Who's back there? Who am I challenging? And it's none other than Tanahashi. So, James, I'm going straight to you, resident New Japan expert. For those of us who don't know, tell us a little bit about Tanahashi, the true ace, and what does this mean for Forbidden Door?
So this just means Forbidden Door just became a way hotter card, considering it's probably the first match of the card announced. But Tanahashi is as you said, the ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling. When New Japan went through a decade, essentially, of a low period, low ticket sales, not a lot of interest in the brand, a huge restructuring with new ownership and just an overall change in the company, Tanahashi is the person who put that company on his back, and he carried it through the dark times. He is an incredible wrestler. He's a veteran who's been with that company for such a long time, and he is not only respected, he is still going at a high level. He's a former world champion, a former intercontinental champion, a former never champion, a former, I think, U.S. champion too. He has won everything there is to win in New Japan, and he has not shown any signs of stopping. So the fact that Tanahashi is going to be taking on another veteran and also the world champion, CM Punk. By the way, congrats, Punk. I missed it, but I'm happy for you. This is a huge match. These are two guys who know how to put on a main event. They know how to put on a 5-star classic. And I don't know who I'm rooting for now. It's hard. I will never boo Tanahashi. That man, I believe you said it either before we started or here, he's stupid sexy. Everything he does is great. He rocked the air guitar before Danny's favorite, Rick Boogs. And, I know you love Rick Boogs.
Plays air guitar. He plays a regular guitar.
His whole gimmick started with the air guitar. That's how he got popular. Then he moved on to a regular guitar. But Tanahashi is... he is Mr. New Japan, not Captain New Japan, because fuck that guy, but Mr. New Japan has to be Tanahashi. There is no one who represents that brand better than Tanahashi. And I'm intrigued that they didn't go champion versus champion, because Tanahashi is not the IWGP champion, but this is a big deal. It's going to be a huge match. And man, if they're starting out the gate with this, I can't wait to see what's next.
I'm right there with you, except not as well spoken and without as much knowledge of the background. But I think it's going to be a great match. But I'm not surprised they didn't go champion versus champion, because then champions got to lose, and probably shouldn't do that. I think they're just gonna have people challenge for the opposite promotions belts. Like Adam Cole could challenge who's the champion. Okada. I don't know who the champion is. I feel like Okada's always a safe guess, but they could have Cole challenge Okada or something, and just have the structure like that, so it's nothing crazy. I don't know. Chad, what do you think? Excited for this match?
I am now after hearing James. I must admit I am not in the know of Tanahashi. I just know he's James' guy, and now I'm gonna do my research.
Let me also say, he's not even my guy. It's just there are just certain people you respect in this industry, and Hiroshi Tanahashi is one of them. He has main evented multiple Wrestle Kingdoms, the equivalent of, say, a WrestleMania. Gotcha. He's put on classics with every bit of talent that there is in New Japan. I don't think there is a Japanese wrestling fan who does not know his name. And God willing, there will be way more American wrestling fans who know his name moving forward.
I'm excited now, literally.
Yeah. Undisputed Elite versus Bullet Club. Yeah, Eric, that sounds very, very plausible for this upcoming show. It's weird because the show almost feels like a filler show because it's so close to a pay-per-view that we just had.
Yeah.
But with the New Japan of it all, that does, it is like a little treat. It's the one night a year where AEW and New Japan stars go head to head in direct competition. So it's gonna be a big deal. So yeah, I don't know. Rev, what do you think? Cat got your tongue, man? Lizard got your tongue, maybe? But it's so weird that you're not saying anything right now, man. This is so awkward because I didn't take notes, on the show. I didn't do it. Like, what? We all know what's next.
And he's gone.
And he's gone. Oh, we bullied him out. I don't feel bad, but I guess we got to move on. Did anyone take notes on this promo for MJF?
I did not. I kind of know what happened, but I don't know in what order. So we're kind of gonna just have to.
Well, Chad, we're gonna go to you first because I love putting pressure on the guy who spoke first.
Alrighty. So, all right. Yeah, I guess next is the MJF promo. All right. I'm aware that was it you who said you didn't watch the entire promo, James?
I watched 0% of the promo. It's the one bit of the show I didn't get to watch tonight. So we're in trouble, and I think we're entirely fair to blame Nick, right?
Absolutely. Danny, did you see the promo?
Yeah, I saw the promo.
Okay. This is probably, if not the best promo, one of the best promos that MJF has ever done.
Better than that babyface promo that he cut in the feud with Punk?
Yes. And almost by like leagues. I'm trying to dial it in because I'm super excited. But James, when I tell you that I've watched the promo since the show has ended again.
Wow.
Because it's that groundbreaking. It's his pipe bomb. Danny, go to you. What you got?
Oh, sure. Bro, this promo fucking sucked. Oh my God, bro. What a baby. Okay, I'm just kidding. But hey, Rev's back. Look at that. Is he back? We don't know, actually. But
there he is. Rev.
Hey, welcome back. Hey, we didn't move on without you.
Day.
we did a whole lot of like meandering there for a minute, but we did say words. We did say words.
We did.
Yeah, we were getting around to it.
So yeah, you guys want to know what actually happened during the MJF promo?
For the love of God, help us out here.
Sure.
For the love of God, please.
Sure.
So MJF comes out, he looking way more upset and annoyed than usual. Goes into the ring, takes his scarf off, and says, "This is not MJF talking. This is Max Friedman." And just proceeds to take a flamethrower to everybody. He immediately starts talking shit to Tony Khan, making mention of Tony trying to get him to sit down and work everything out, but he says it's too late. And the next thing I wrote was just holy fuck, because holy fuck, this was good. He destroys the fans who were calling him unprofessional over the weekend for everything that was going on. Then he starts asking Tony Khan why he isn't paying the second highest draw in minute per minute ratings in the company. He asked him if he was an WWE guy, would he be making more money because Tony's pocketing all the extra cash and giving it to them. And the promo ended with MJF demanding that Tony Khan firing him, cursing him out, calling him a fucking mark, which they bleeped. His mic got cut off, and then they quickly cut to commercial. And apparently during commercial, Punk came down to the ring, and MJF just hightailed it out of there. So that's what happened. It was wild.
That last piece is very weird, but
the Punk thing,
yeah, the rest of it was amazing. I'm glad I didn't see the Punk thing because it would have watered it down. Thing. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, it kind of felt like that. It also kind of does feel like Punk has been there before. In both, I guess, kayfabe and real life.
Did he chase him out?
He just kind of walked down.
It was very reminiscent of how he came out after the babyface promo you were referring to earlier, gotcha. James. Like, he came out, but we didn't get to see his facial expressions because it was crowd footage. But it came out more like him coming to check on him and be, yo, what the fuck are you doing? And then MJF was like, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm not dealing with that. But everyone in our comments seems to think that this was, the best thing that ever happened to AEW, better than the pipe bomb. And Eric brings up a good point. The little things like that during commercial break does make it seem more real. And, there's a whole, I don't want to start to unpack the, levels of kayfabe and the lines being blurred or anything, but obviously this wouldn't be on TV without some sort of form of approval. There's just, you don't have to agree with MJF, but he didn't go into business for himself here very clearly that he was okay to do this. And this was sick. This was unbelievable. So no matter how you feel about the MJF situation overall, what we've gotten out of it, oh my God, out of this fucking world. Although, to just, even the pipe bomb had a stumble or two in it, and this one, he said, because he's 26 and he's young and he's fucking perfect, that everyone else has pressure to hit home runs and he has pressure to hit grand slams. And that's just not how baseball works. You're one dude. You can't load the bases yourself, If anything, that speaks to how it's actually a team effort and that his teammates need to get on base for him to hit a grand slam. So he really isn't carrying everything on his back in that scenario that he laid out, But this was,
So let me ask you guys this, because I'm definitely the outsider looking in on this promo. I saw the highlights of his match with Wardlow, and I'm hearing now about this. Yeah, right. And I'm hearing about this promo now, and obviously I've been following the news about MJF and everything that goes with it. But at what point does he just come across? See, for me, the big thing with Punk and that pipe bomb was how much he felt like he was the voice of the voiceless. And that's where the nickname came from, because everything he was saying on some level was true. Obviously that was a scripted promo, or at the very least they let him go wild with it.
Work shoot.
But with MJF here, I think a lot of it depends on how much you agree with his stance behind the scenes. And that's to say, going into what you said, Danny, how much this is kayfabe and how much this is a work. So do you think this is the type of thing that can divide? Or do you think this is just, wow, look how good MJF is and look how good the storyline is?
I think it will divide people, but not because of the promo, I think all the outside stuff over the weekend is what will divide people. That because I'm not sure, but I'm not really on MJF's side. Because he's gonna get a shit ton of money in 2024. So I don't understand. I get the impatience and frustration. I get it. I'm back and forth. I don't have an exact stance, but that being said, this promo was the best fucking thing ever, and it doesn't change that. Like it was worth it, right? If I was pissed at MJF before, I wouldn't be pissed anymore. It's like, fuck, man, this was amazing. I think we got as much out of this as we can. Like I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like there's no downside to this promo now. Like, that being said, we'll keep the stuff over the weekend aside, but just in terms of this promo, I don't even think Punk's ever going to top this in AEW. Like it's
damn. That's quite the claim.
It's interesting because, like, I think he does have a point. Like, as Eric has been saying in the chat here, like, him being the number 2 guy in the ratings is a big deal, and his salary should probably reflect that. But it is the contract he signed. You know what I mean? It's almost, it like kind of reminds me of Kyler Murray on the Arizona Cardinals, where he's still on his rookie deal, but he wants an extension already, and he wants all that money, even though he's still on his rookie deal and he hasn't won anything. Like, I know MJF has won the Dynamite Diamond Ring, and obviously, it's where there's slightly different circumstances here, but like they're both franchise players, and I kind of get it, but at the same time, like, MJF is kind of being a dick. I think the big thing here though is, let's say this is a work, right? And they're just like, everything is maybe not completely settled, but Tony and him have decided, hey, like, let's use this. Because this was in Los Angeles at the Fabulous Forum. All right, our lawyers are telling me I have to call it the Kia Forum. So lame. But this was in Los Angeles, so a lot of Warner Brothers executives were apparently there. If Tony Khan just said, hey guys, all that nonsense that's been flying around, watch this, and just has all these executives watch MJF cut this promo and just absolutely nail it, I think that's a pretty good look for Tony Khan.
Absolutely. I think that's the thing is, I don't believe that this was ever 100% work. I do believe that it's just real life frustrations turned into a work. And like Eric's been saying, like Kevin's been saying in our chat, like, there's like even said in this promo about ex-WWE guys coming in and making more money than him. And, you can 100% argue that certain ones, like a Bryan or a Punk or a Cole, I guess, should be, I actually think you can debate MJF versus Cole in terms of value, but that's fair. But like I don't think like they should be paying, Johnny Elite or someone out the fucking nose, to be there. But like, that's the thing is, I really think, but again, I have no doubt that he was going to get a crazy contract in 2024 regardless. And, if he really wants, he could go to WWE and see how much greener the grass is there.
Never.
It's not. It's artificial turf, but
it's absolutely
it's
artificial.
Freaking Astrodome over there.
It is.
God.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more of the storyline, both inside and outside of the ring, as this lightning is scaring the shit out of me.
Right. I peed a little.
Like right by the window.
Yeah. Say like it. I'm looking at it, and I need my blankie.
I could like see it through the curtains. I could see it through the flag over my other window here. I
have a feeling tonight we have a few viewers from out of state, and if you are watching, thank you guys. But yeah, there is a huge thunderstorm going on here in New York right now, and if we lose power, that's why.
That's probably why I got knocked off there for a few minutes.
Okay.
But anyway, like I said, this will be going on for a while, the story, and we will be sure to keep you guys updated on it. So let's keep it moving. We had Johnny Elite issuing an open challenge, which led to the return of fucking Miro. Let's go. He's back, bitches. He cut a really awesome promo before he came out, talking about how he was back with no weaknesses and he was coming for the God that has forsaken him. It was awesome. The match was good. Miro looked like a beast. He ended up winning with the game over. It was just Chad, I'm just so happy he's back. All around good showing, bringing back Miro.
Okay, so everybody knows, even when he was Rusev, I've always been a fan. Always, like from day one. So this for me was fucking excellent. It was exactly what I needed. It got me hyped. I loved it. I wish Johnny Elite got a better showing, but he did all the cool tricks and the nifty shit. I'm just a Morrison fan, Danny. Relax.
I am too.
But
so was Kevin in our chat. He's a bigger fan than any of us.
I'm a huge Johnny Elite fan, and I wish he came in with a win, but it's fucking Miro, so I didn't care after a while. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. I'm hyped. It's lit.
It's funny. I was thinking about him coming back today because I was like, oh, if he came back, like I wonder like who he would face and like how that would go. I almost put in the chat, I was like, how cool it would be if they did Wardlow versus a returning Miro. Ooh. And I didn't because I forgot and I was busy. But I know it's a little early for that, but in the future, I think it would be cool. And then he shows back up, so I'm excited. James, you look like you're going to say something.
Oh no, I'm so hype. I didn't realize how much I missed him. Like it's been nagging at me. And then tonight with the return, I popped so hard, popped harder than my shoulder. But
James is playing hurt, everybody.
I'm doing my best, guys. But I'm so happy he's back. But I am concerned. I won't lie. I don't know where you fit Miro in this roster right now. He should absolutely not go back for the TNT title. He is above it at this point, in my opinion. And the only reason you put that belt on him is to elevate the TNT title. But he is, you don't want him to lose, but he should be in the title picture. He absolutely should be in the title picture, but I don't want to see this man eat a pin for a very, very long time. So I'm not quite ready for AEW World Champion Miro, but maybe I am ready for a Ring of Honor champion Miro. Maybe I'm ready for Ring of Honor TV champion Miro.
Say him versus Joe.
Yeah, let him destroy Joe. I love Joe. I adore Joe. Let him destroy Joe.
I like that.
I think it would be one, I can't do it with both arms, but I want to watch my big meaty men slapping each other's meat, and those guys will slap some fucking meat, guys. They'll do it. So it's going to be it's an embarrassment of riches with what you can do with Miro, but timing is going to be key.
He's going to squash Sammy. I feel like that was the whole point of his promo, was that he was going to get revenge on Sammy. So
it's just, there are so many wrestling gods right now. Kenny's a wrestling god who's gone. Sammy's the Spanish god. If depending on what's going on with Forbidden Door, there is a lot of guys who claim to be God over there. Kota Ibushi is one of them. There's a whole bunch of them.
Granted, there's a tag team called God.
They're good call. And I'm just going to put this now. I'm putting it in the hat. I want Miro versus Ishii. Yep. AEW fans know who Ishii is now. He's wrestled enough in America. Those two men are destined to just beat the crap out of each other and let it happen. Let it happen.
That would be good. There's two bowling balls just going right at each other. Danny, any other thoughts on Miro returning?
No, I'm just super happy he's back. It's long overdue. I can't wait to get more and more of his backstage vignettes. They're so great.
They are good. I really do like. He's found a great character with this Redeemer thing. It was great before he left. It was, and then he got stuck in the void with Squidward there for a while, and now he's back. So I'm hyped. I'm really glad to see him, and hopefully like James said, that they do him right.
Do you think he's making more money than MJF?
Jesus.
I think so.
I feel like I don't think a lot more if he is.
I don't know. It just feels like MJF's on like some sort of like, I don't want to call it a rookie contract, but he signed. He was a younger, I don't want to say unknown, but like a fairly lesser known dude, and now he's a superstar. So I'm sure his salary more reflects where he was when he signed than where he is now. So, as opposed to Miro.
Before we switch topics, because we love Dragoon, I'm just going to address him once about this. they're both old as fuck, man. Punk and Tanahashi, like, come on. Get over it. Of course, the AEW champion is going to be Tanahashi. Tanahashi, I love him. I adore him. He loses to everybody, and that's because he's that damn good that he can take it. So one more loss isn't going to hurt his legacy. Moving on.
Also, haha, Punk is champion.
This is true.
All right, let's keep it rolling here. After a quick Anarchy in the Arena recap video, we had a Jericho Appreciation Society promo. No Daniel Garcia, though, because he had a match later in the night. So Jericho and the rest of them just came out and talked a bunch of shit about winning. And by the rest of them, I mean not Jake Hager. Before they're interrupted by Eddie and William Regal. Eddie mentions that a few of the guys that were on his team on Sunday aren't talking to him, including especially Daniel Bryan. Well, he's
whoa. Well, Daniel Bryan doesn't exist.
Yeah, Bryan Danielson, excuse me. He's not talking to him either. No, both of them. Anyway, so Eddie says he still wants to fight the Appreciation Society. And then we get the obligatory Regal blood and guts, which honestly, I felt like they didn't build enough to. Like, I really wanted the build that they used to get in NXT when it was War Games. But anyway, so we get the blood and guts. Jericho refuses. Eddie just charges the ring and the three goons jump in. And while that's going on, Ortiz sneaks in from behind, mad balls Jericho in the head and cuts off a piece of his hair and then hightails it out of there. Jericho goes nuts, accepts the blood and guts challenge, but only if he gets to face Ortiz in a hair versus hair match. So I think this is going to be our first hair versus hair match in AEW. Not. Who am I missing?
It was
Jack Evans, Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I completely forgot about that because
we were supposed to get, I think, like Matt versus Orange Cassidy at some point, but it just, I think both men realized they couldn't afford to lose the hair.
Yeah, I completely forgot that. What did that happen on Rampage?
Probably.
Is that why? Yeah, it's like, why I have no recollection of this. Fine, this is the first big one.
I wasn't gonna point this out, but then Eric did in our chat. Eddie was like, I haven't seen Mox in weeks. Like they just saw each other on Sunday. It was like,
I mean, it could have been more like, they haven't spoken in weeks, and then
nope. Look,
no way around this.
I don't know. It was weird.
Eddie dropped the ball. He was too angry. He is the reason that the blood and guts line by Regal didn't get the pop, because the question he didn't set him up with how are we gonna fight you. He just said, I think he said, when am I gonna fight them or something, or and then he said blood and guts. It didn't gel. But anyway,
yeah.
Moving on. Blood and guts, cool. I don't know. There's not much more to say. Hair versus hair match, it's all fun.
I love
nothing crazy here.
Hair versus hair matches. I think I've said that on the podcast before.
I don't mind it. I don't know if you've ever said that before. That's a new take for me. For me, he has.
Yeah.
It's something that goes back to like.
And you said the same thing. I don't mind them.
Guys, I'm tired. I'm getting back into the groove of things here. I'm sorry. I've been in Star Wars mode for like 2 weeks, so I'm
doing
back
cocaine
now.
with Mickey Mouse, and
time is a full circle.
That's why my shoulder hurts.
I have a deviated septum, guys. I cannot do the cocaine, but we have fun here.
Dropping acid with Chewbacca.
Anyway, I don't even know what I was gonna say, but I think
hair
it had
versus
something
hair
to do
matches.
versus hair. Like it goes back to like lucha, where it's a sign of like respect or like disrespect to do it. And you would do hair versus mask matches, or mask versus match, or hair versus hair. So I don't mind it, but usually it's just done to get a balding guy like out of a bad situation, like Kurt Angle. Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably why I hate them. Just go bald.
Look, but that's it. Like
you gotta make some money off of it.
Yeah, make a story out of it. Like Kurt Angle was going bald, so instead of just shaving his head, let's do a story about it where he gets humiliated by Edge. You
And
know,
wears a fucking toupee for 3 weeks. Oh, I hate it, y'all.
exactly.
I'm sorry. I
But
hate it.
I thought that was funny as hell.
Jericho's hair.
It was funny.
One of the best rivalries in wrestling right now is Jericho versus his hairline. So maybe this is a way of getting him out of that trouble. I don't know. I'm going to say no. I think it's Ortiz wrestling. I think Ortiz is about to lose some hair here. But either way, it'll be fun.
It's a shame. He's got good hair. Ortiz.
Well, Eric said a bald Jericho would bring some eyes on AEW. I can agree with that, I guess. I've never seen Jericho bald. That would be...
I liked it with the short hair, if I'm being honest. Like when he returned to WWE,
yeah, I liked it.
Save Us stuff. I loved short haired Jericho, but
could you get behind bald Y2J though?
I've always thought long hair Jericho looks stupid, but yeah.
Outside of maybe
Jericho.
I don't know, like when Jericho was younger in like WCW, and then when he debuted in WWE.
No, that was when he looked the stupidest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he looked
but
like
I think he was trying to look stupid. I think he was trying to look stupid.
He was being a dick.
Like I remember,
but when he goes on a tour and that's what his hair is still like, I don't think he's trying to look stupid anymore. I think he thinks it looks cool.
I'll never forget Jericho. We're really going deep on this, but I'll never forget Jericho with the singular red ponytail.
Oh my God, I remember.
All the rest was blonde or dirty blonde, but then he just had like one little streak of red that he put into a ponytail, and I hated it.
Didn't he also do like the mini pigtails and look like Xenon and shit?
Right, because he used to like wear it up and then split it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So. Yeah, the man of 1,004 hairstyles. Chris Jericho.
Dragoon's got a good point. The midlife crisis dude is not shaving his head bald. That's a fair point in regards to Jericho. Well, and for Eric, has a face ever lost a hair match? Not that I could recall.
I am not the person to ask.
The closest I could think of, he was a heel. But Suzuki lost to Goto in a hair versus hair match in New Japan. But then Suzuki, when he lost, shaved his own head to like completely own it, and he got a pop in doing so. Not really what you asked, but it's the closest I could think to like something like that.
And this is why we have James.
So yeah.
Okay, well.
Keep it rolling here. We had a quick back. Rewind, flashback, whatever you want to call it. 2 Double or Nothing. Samoa Joe ended up getting jumped after his match by Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh. So
and ninjas? Were there ninjas?
No, there are no ninjas.
There's never been ninjas.
There hasn't been ninjas in a while. Go watch Raw. I think there's a ninja or two on there. And then we had Red Dragon, the Young Bucks, and James. Pronounce his name for me so I don't fuck it up. The dude from Bullet Club.
Oh, Hikuleo. He is the brother of Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, the Gorillas of Destiny.
Yep, thank you. And they faced Matt Hardy, Darby Allin, Christian Cage, and Jurassic Express. Adam Cole was on commentary. Jeff Hardy is hurt. He's been pretty banged up apparently since the Darby match. So he got through that tournament. Though, Danny, I know we were talking about him getting through that match at the pay-per-view, mostly looking bad because his boot was undone, but I guess he was hurting a lot there as well. Anyway, this match was, a typical 10-man tag in AEW, lots of chaos. It ended with the Bucks pinning Jungle Boy after hitting a Melcher driver. We're slowly getting the Christian Cage turning on him thing. There's also something weird that went on with Matt Hardy in the ring as it ended. I'm not really sure what it was, but I don't think it was important. But just a James fun 10-man tag.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm getting really sick of just Jungle Boy and Jurassic Express interacting with the Undisputed Elite. Like, there have to be other people that they could feud with. I get that it's the tag team champions going against 2 of the best tag teams in AEW, but I feel like this feud has been happening in one way or another for like a year now. And I'm ready to move on, whether that's getting the tag titles off Jurassic Express, which we all are kind of ready for, or just the Undisputed Elite just bullying somebody else for the love of God. But Jungle Boy took another pin. I get it. I love him, but there's a perfectly good Matt Hardy right there.
Perfectly good, Matt Hardy.
I'm doing my best to be political here, Chad. Okay, I said he should take the pin, but
I mean, there was a point to Jungle Boy losing here.
Of
Like,
course.
obviously, it's to further this Christian thing. So, while you make a good point, like, yeah, Matt Hardy should probably be eating that pin out of everybody there. Like, Jungle Boy losing here makes sense and furthers the storyline. So,
I know I'm just sick of my boy taking L's, but I get it.
To the point where you were literally willing to sacrifice Matt Hardy. So, all right, Chad, what'd you think?
Okay, so I will preface this with sorry, James.
Oh no! Oh no!
No, this is a backhanded compliment, if you will. I have never liked Matt Hardy more in life than this match. This was fun. I am not a Matt Hardy fan. I like the turnbuckle, delete, head bump things. Those were cool. That was fun. I enjoyed it. I was kind of in the thick of it. Luchasaurus, Darby Allin. Nothing else to say. They spotlighted the match for me. It was fun. Shout out to Matt Hardy for his little morsel of fun that he spread. That's all.
Yeah, I like that spot too.
I'll take it.
It was. I was doing all four corners was.
I liked it. I've never liked Matt Hardy as much as that in my life.
I love Matt. I don't know
where
I love guys. If you're new to the pod, or even if you just haven't ever heard me say it, I love the Hardy Boys. So, just, some new info for you guys. Just thought I'd drop that for you. Surprise.
I love Jeff.
I do too, Chad. I do too.
I'll leave it there.
Meanwhile, Danny's being unusually quiet during a Hardy conversation.
And I appreciate it. It's a gift for my return. And thank you, Danny. You are a mensch and a scholar and a gentleman. Thank you.
He's about to not be any of those things.
Eviscerate
He's about to ruin my whole week. I know.
Let's go, Danny.
James, you're in a lot of pain, okay? And I can sympathize. I hurt my shoulder too, but I know a guy who could definitely get you something to help deal with the pain, and it's Jeff Hardy.
Jesus! No!
For some reason, I don't know why I didn't see that, but I didn't see it.
He's your guy, okay? Him being your favorite is finally going to pay off in some meaningful way. Just double check what he gives you first, okay? Make him take it first. See how it affects him. It's not going to affect him that much because he does it all the time, but still, it'll give you a baseline. Anyway, Matt Hardy is a superior Hardy brother. This match was whatever. We got to get the tag titles off Jurassic Express. Have the Christian heel turn because Christian's going to get a huge pop when he turns heel at this point. But let's just get the ball rolling. Let's get the Undisputed Elite doing something else. Yeah, so that's it. There's nothing to say about this match.
Yeah. Hopefully, like James said, hopefully this ends any interaction between Jurassic Express and the Undisputed Elite. I think it was just for this match, put a bow on most of the matches from Double or Nothing, and we move on. But
I will say one last thing. It is really nice to actually see the Bucks wrestling again consistently. I feel like we've been going through like long dry spells of them just being on TV, looking all mopey. Now, like they wrestled at the pay-per-view. They wrestled tonight. They're wrestling on Friday.
They wrestled last Friday too on Rampage, and they dressed as the Hardys, and it was fucking hilarious.
I saw that. That was really cool. And yeah, I'm just happy to see the Bucks back, and I'm kind of hoping that means despite what the reports are, we're getting closer to Kenny. But we'll see.
Also, too, they are facing Lucha Brothers on Friday, and they're in their hometown in Ontario, California. So that's why they're going on Friday. So that should be cool. Also, I think it's live on Friday, too. So, all right. After this, we had an odd Swerve Strickland, Keith Lee backstage interview where, like, Swerve introduced a bunch of people we didn't know, and then Keith Lee said some shit, and then ended. That's literally what happened. And then we had an Athena interview on the stage with Tony Schiavone. Very glad to see Athena in AEW. I think it's a really good shot in the arm to the women's division. Obviously, James is very excited as well. So after a little bit, Jade interrupted with a "cut the shit, Tony," which got a huge pop. And Jade came out with her new representation, Stokely Hathaway, and the baddies. Stokely basically just said Athena wasn't going to get a TBS title shot anytime soon. They all stepped to each other. Anna Jay and Chris Statlander came out to back up Athena, and then Stokely had the refs pull them apart, and that was that. But I think at some point, it seems like, Danny, we're going to get a 6-woman tag here, and then it looks like Athena is going to have a really good shot at breaking Jade's streak and winning the TBS title.
Okay, so I'm gonna sum up this whole thing, and I'm gonna assume everyone agrees with me so we can move on. This Stokely dude, he sucks. He's a straight downgrade from Mark Sterling, 100% downgrade. There's no pushback there clearly, so we'll move on with that. The 6-woman tag is actually going to be good. It's going to be exciting. It feels like a big deal, which is very rare for the AEW women's division, so that's awesome. But I don't think Athena is going to beat Jade because being a woman signed to AEW from WWE is kind of like being called up from NXT to the main roster at this point. It's just not going to go so well. But and this is me hoping, but also just going based on 1 week of a crowd deciding that this was the time to do it. I'm riding the Chris Statlander wave that the crowd was on last Friday on Rampage, and I'm going to say that Athena loses so that Chris Statlander can be the one, so she can finally get a fucking moment in AEW.
I'm okay with. I'm
okay
with that. Yeah,
super okay with it.
Like nothing
Statlander.
Against Athena. I think she's a great talent. I would so much rather Statlander be like she's been doing nothing for far too long.
Yeah.
I agree.
You ride it. The crowd fucking turned on Ruby Soho for her. Like fucking ride that momentum. Like
Yep.
Do it. Yeah, that's it, right? We can move on.
Yep, I'm good. I mean,
Dave.
disagree about the Mark Sterling thing. Disagree.
Mark Sterling is amazing at his job.
I love Sterling. So
she was like, he's the best talker. He said absolutely nothing. I felt like a full-blown Eric in that situation where I was like, bro, this guy's garbage. Get him off my team. How can you replace fucking the gold of Mark Sterling? The Sterling silver of Mark Sterling with fucking this dude who sounds so generic. There was nothing special about him. I don't watch NXT anymore, so I don't have anything to go based off of. This is a downgrade.
Okay.
You
Chad heard NXT.
Oh, I don't want to start
I'm
a
getting
whole
right in
thing.
there.
No, it won't be a whole thing. I will agree and disagree.
You agree that Sterling's is better, right?
I agree that Sterling is better.
Okay.
I agree that Sterling is better for Jade.
Yes. There we go.
I think
But
Stokely,
I think Stokely is great.
I think Stokely is better than Mark, but I think Mark is better for Jade. I think Stokely would have actually been good for someone who's not the best talker like Athena. Although she was pretty competent on the mic tonight. Not gonna lie.
Athena was great.
She sounds real good.
No problems with Athena. If she had came in 2 months ago when she could have, I would have been like, have her be the one to beat Jade. But now we've just been through too many Rubies and Tony Storms.
It
kind of
has to be Statlander. Like she is like boiling.
Yeah. And she's the only one who can come close to matching Jade's strength.
So.
Yeah. Right. Now's the time to pull that trigger, if any.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
You're welcome, Tony. We got this. We got you.
Yeah, since you're busy with other things like MJF, we'll just book the women's division.
Well, I mean, it's not like he was really booking the women's division before this either way. So,
all right, let's move on. We had Wardlow versus JD Drake in a squash match. This took like 2 minutes. Wardlow ranked number 1. A little surprising, but he is. Good for him. Anyway, afterwards, Schiavone went down to the ring for an interview, but it was immediately interrupted by the aforementioned smart Mark Sterling, who served Wardlow with a class action lawsuit on behalf of all the security guards Wardlow has beat the shit out of for the last few weeks. And the poor security guard who delivered said papers took a powerbomb for his troubles. So, James, apparently your favorite thing in wrestling is now caused legal action. So,
I mean, like all good things, there's a little danger that accompanies it. Like all good guys, sometimes they're viewed as the bad guy. Like the Dark Knight before him, he did what he needed to do. He's the hero we deserve or need. I don't know which one it is, but I love him. And one thing I will say, as fun as that all was, I thought MJF was the guy who might be going to WWE, but this feels very much like a WWE storyline. So, I hope it doesn't go on for too long. I'm way more intrigued with him being ranked number 1. I don't know how, considering this was his first match on the AEW roster, but I'm very happy for Wardlow. There's always that fear when you have the bodyguard or the muscle leave the talent that they're gonna burn bright for a minute and then just fall apart. But I don't think that's going to be the case here. I think Wardlow has all the tools to be his own star, independent of MJF or any story with MJF. So how they move forward is going to be very important.
Yeah, I'm here for that. Honestly, I didn't realize this was going to be an actual story because I saw the ad in BTE because Smart Mark has been running fake lawyer ads on there, like the shitty ones you see on television. And it was, if you've been assaulted by Wardlow and our security guard. And I was like, oh, that's really funny. He did that. I was not expecting this to come to TV, Chad. So I was wondering your thoughts on this new storyline with this frivolous lawsuit.
Didn't like it. It reeks of Sunday Night Heat to me. It was just, it was really WWE of them. I mean, I can see where it will be fun. I did like Wardlow saying this guy doesn't watch the product.
Yeah,
and
that was good.
Him. That was good. That was a good zinger. But other than that, this kind of fell apart for me. I'm kind of not into it. But I'll be patient as always because I like Wardlow. So
it was unfortunate that line got stepped on. That was a good line. Right. I think the only way this is going to be worth it for me, Danny, is if the security guard that Wardlow powerbombed into the steel cage comes out like a full body cast. Then I think this is going to be worth it.
I have no problem with this. This is going to be funny. This is going to be good. There's nothing to say. It's a comedy storyline, but that's okay. I trust AEW to do decent comedy. I trust Smart Mark Sterling to do very decent comedy.
Definitely trust him.
So have Danhausen be Wardlow's lawyer. I don't give a fuck. This is gonna be good.
All right. You know what? You sold me. As long as Danhausen is Wardlow's lawyer, I'm totally here for it.
That's different. That changes my mind completely.
And I guess it just kind of keeps Wardlow away from like the title or whatever for now. So
yeah, it gives him something to do. Builds his character. I mean, I guess whatever.
Yep. But I guess, James, you're not going to get him beating the shit out of any more security guards. So
he's definitely
no. He's going to move on to bailiffs. Clearly.
I need one of the security guards to demand a match and actually go toe to toe with Wardlow for a minute.
I mean, that would be a cool way to like sort of debut somebody, but I'm way too on the Wardlow train to see anybody get a rub from him yet.
Oh yeah, not a win, just a decent match, a match longer than 2 minutes.
I'm down.
All right. So after this, we had a quick backstage interview with Dan Lambert and Scorpio Sky. Scorp is facing Dante Martin for the TNT title on Friday, which would be cool. And then we had Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Jamie Hayter against Tony Storm and Ruby Soho. This match was good. It was just a really good tag team match. Ruby actually pinned Britt after hitting Destination Unknown. And then afterward, Jamie blindsided Tony with Britt's Heart Foundation title and then decked Ruby with it as Britt held her leg down. So, I mean, solid match all around. I don't really have any comments on it other than Ruby winning, I think, is a pretty big deal. Pinning Britt, getting her win back from Sunday.
I think you're undercutting how good this match was. It was actually really good. And the crowd
maybe a little.
Actually gave it a "This is awesome" chant. So the crowd got super into it. So this felt like a good step for the women's division, just having to go out there and have a banger of a match. And that's that.
Yeah.
So there's not much to say about it, but it was a really good match.
Anyone else just ready for Jamie Hayter to break away from Britt though? Because I am.
No.
Like kind of, but they did just run the whole Wardlow angle, so like it's. I don't want to say it's going to be repetitive, but it's similar, so they might just be trying to let it breathe a little bit first and then do it.
Unless
I get
she's
that.
joined in the Blackpool Combat Club, no.
Fair.
Yeah.
She does want to.
Also, I mean, to your point, Danny, this was one of the better women's matches on Dynamite in a while, I feel like.
Oh yeah, no, this match was really good.
Yeah. I just think like there wasn't anything like that super stood out, you know what I mean? But it was just really good.
I mean, I say like the last 5 minutes was like insane. I thought the match was going to end like 6 different times.
Yeah, a lot of good false finishes.
Yep.
See, more shit like this, Tony Khan. This is what we want out of the
easy,
women's
simple.
It's just that simple.
Let them wrestle.
Exactly. Put 4 of your best women in the ring at the same time and let them go, and look what happens. God forbid we get that more. All right, and the main event of the evening was Jon Moxley versus Daniel Garcia with both William Regal and Jericho on commentary. Moxley got super busted up during commercial and was wearing a crimson mask for the second time this week. They said that he busted his stitches open from Anarchy at the Arena, and they actually went overtime for the first time since they announced it that one time. They actually went overtime about, I think it was like 5 minutes at least. And they didn't just like, it was 2 minutes, but they even still didn't, well, because I'm streaming, I was probably a little behind, but like they didn't just have the match end and be like, okay, we got to go. Because like they actually waited, let Mox cut his promo, which I'll get to in a second. They read down the card for Rampage and what's coming up next week and stuff. So they actually finished the show. It wasn't just like they finished the match and they dipped out. For the actual end of the match, Jericho left the announce desk to distract Moxley. Garcia went for a roll-up and Mox kicked. Then Jericho hopped up on the apron. Eddie comes sprinting down the ring, almost eats shit. And then he grabbed Jericho, beat the shit out of him, and Mox did a paradigm shift and then choked out Garcia for the win. After that, Mox grabbed the mic and said how hard it was to love Eddie, but if he wanted blood and guts, then Mox is in for blood and guts. So that was cool. Chad, I thought good rub here for Garcia. He looked better in his match against Mox this time than he did the first time. A lot like Wheeler Yuta did in those couple of times that they faced. The blood just always out of Moxley, I feel like. And, more set up for blood and guts. So I'm excited for that.
Agreed. I really don't have any bad points to this. It was a good match, good drama. I love the Crimson Mask. I love that they extended Dynamite by those 2 lousy minutes. That's what we need. I love the promo afterwards, the segment, everything. I mean, I'm cool with this. This was a good main event for me.
I did find it interesting, though, James, that Moxley specifically stated that he was in for blood and guts, like they all weren't already in. You know what I mean? Like maybe Brian's not in for this yet, Maybe Santana is not in yet. And so far it was just Eddie and Ortiz and now Mox.
I think it's going to be a good way to keep the story going for a little bit, that you have the unified Jericho ass kissing society. And then you've got to rightfully get the BCC and company all on board again, because can they be on the same page as Eddie, who I love him, but he's a pain in the ass. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a good story. And you got a couple options here. Like, if you want to take maybe Brian out of it, Best of the Super Juniors just ended. So Yuta will be coming back from Japan.
How do you do in that, by the way?
He didn't win, I don't think.
Obviously.
Yeah, but I'm a little behind. Again, I was in a galaxy far, far away. Yeah. But
if they don't get Fight TV out there on Alderaan.
Yeah, and, they don't get anything on Alderaan anymore.
He was high, so he doesn't know.
Yeah, guys, I wasn't in California, but there's a lot of opportunity for what's coming next. I'm very much looking forward to a Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia match at some point. This match was great. I don't want to bury the lead on this because Garcia is just getting better and better with each appearance, and I love that he didn't tap out. I love that he got choked out. It protects him in a small way. And yeah, somebody get Moxley, like some red wine, man. He's losing a lot of blood. He's losing a lot of blood, but if you're going to do it anyway, do it this way. At least do it for our entertainment, right?
Sure. I also thought it was cool that Regal put Garcia over on commentary as well, because he was like, Jericho, he told Jericho, he's like, you got a really good recruit there. I know I not like you or any of you assholes, but you got a really good recruit in Garcia.
I wouldn't mind if it turns out that the Jericho Appreciation Society isn't a long-term thing, but it eventually does lead to Garcia switching over to the BCC. Like it did its job in giving him a personality, because we haven't seen a personality yet, but now we do. And now put him in a group that feels like a better fit for him. I think I'd be cool with that.
Yeah, maybe. I guess we'll see. I think it's just easier, no matter what happens with Garcia. I think it's easier to keep Jericho in factions, because this way he can save his body, not have to wrestle too much, and still be, the face of whatever he's running. Yeah. So I think that makes sense. Danny, what'd you make of all this?
Not much, honestly. It was a fine match. I really didn't want to see this as a main event, but it was a good match, and I agree with Chad that Garcia, or whoever said that Garcia, looked way better this time. I think it was you, Rev, than the first time that he faced Moxley. Because there was a point where I thought he might win because of all the shenanigans, but I don't know. I'd rather have the MJF promo main evented. Imagine it cutting off air when they cut his mic. That would have been fucking insane.
Oh, I agree with that notion.
I was going to ask, what do you think should have main evented? Because I agree, this just didn't feel like the main event, even though how it ended.
Maybe the main event of a Rampage,
Yeah.
But
what
I don't
would
know,
be the main event? The 10-man tag?
The promo.
That's
just go off the air with the cutting off.
AEW
TNT knows drama. I know it's on TBS now, but still.
Still the same corporate synergy. I agree, though. I know, James, I know you're trying to say AEW doesn't run promos in their main events. They run, matches. So that's why I was looking up and down the card. I was like, maybe the only thing you could put there is the Punk match.
He's the champion, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I think we said this the other week. Maybe though you flip these two, and then I guess you can't really flip them because it has to come after the whole Jericho Appreciation Society segment from earlier. But I don't know. This just didn't feel. It was still really good. But you're right, Danny. I don't think it was the main. It should have been the main event. I don't know. But still, good ending, I thought, to Dynamite. Good episode of Dynamite. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah,
that first hour was unbelievable.
Agreed.
So hopefully, Forbidden Door is only in a couple of weeks, and hopefully they just keep up, push to pay-per-view type shows instead of the lulls we occasionally get in between the long time periods between pay-per-views that we usually have. So I think that's going to be an interesting aspect coming up for AEW, because usually they do have those long time periods between pay-per-views, and now they got a really quick turnaround on one, so they're going to have a lot to build in not so much time. So should be cool. So anyway, unless anybody has anything else they'd like to talk about, your silence says no. That'll be the end of our episode. So I would like to thank everybody for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. We are nearing 100 subscribers, and James will, obviously have to dye his hair green and rap something. Also, I found out today MJF's music is copyright free YouTube. So if you want to rap over that, James.
You guys are in charge. I'm just here.
Yep. So be sure to do that. Check us out on social media. I will get all of that stuff in the description once YouTube finishes uploading this, and I can do it. Otherwise, you can check out one of our other videos, watch those, and find all our social media links there.
Also, we have a friend who's got something to plug, and I want him to plug it.
Yes,
that
Chad.
would be me. Yes, guys, I have an album coming out Friday, June 3rd, called MTJ 2K20. Please, everybody, purchase and stream. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Good luck with the drop, Chad.
Thank you.
Thank you for everybody in the comment section today. Eric, Dragoon, Kevin, we see you in there. Thank you very much. Eric, thank you for telling us which women you find attractive.
Election pick.
But for Chad Big Bad Johnson, Danny Hernandez, and James Asante, my name is Nick Cummings. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time here on the Market Down Podcast. Have a good night, everybody.